Lack of confidence in front of people can hold you back. If you like this show and my work, you're the kind of person who wants to inspire and influence people, whether that's in one-on-one situations like coaching or negotiation or conflict resolution, or in speaking to groups of any size. This singular skill has, more than any other, the greatest impact on how high you ascend. The titles and compensation that you command, the attention that you can get, and the scope and scale of your impact. I hear almost every day that my voice and my delivery inspires and engages people. Now, I wasn't born with that. I had to earn it. And for the first time, I'm making these skills available to you. Let me take all of the fear and all of the nerves out of sharing your voice and speaking to the world. The best part is you'll see immediate results after only one lesson. I'm launching my new product called Rivet the Room. If you pre-order now, you'll save 40% off the original price. I can't wait for you to see this product and start using these tools immediately. Go to badassagile.com to find out more and find the links in the show notes below. This is stuff I don't even teach in the Forge, so don't miss this chance to jump in now, get some exclusive bonuses, and save on the course that will change your life. The pursuit, the ritual, the daily commitment. Whether you feel like it or whether you don't feel like it, whether you get the result or you don't get the result. It's the practice that creates the excellence, the wisdom, and the awareness. That's this week on the Badass Agile podcast. Greetings, team. Welcome to the Badass Agile podcast. I'm your host, Chris Williams. Come on in, my good friend. It's great to see you. For all of my preaching about results and outcomes, I don't necessarily believe that the final outcome is always the most important thing. If you make a podcast and it flops, did you learn something? If you work on a corporate objective and you struggle and you don't hit your sprint goal, does that make you a failure? I don't think it does. At least, not at first. Let me explain what I mean by the practice. But first, let's take a moment to remember why we're here. To create an elite tribe of leaders who truly serve their clients and communities by doing what matters and what works, relentlessly chasing value and excellence like a badass. There's so many resources out there about what you need to do to be agile, but we're focused on who you need to become in order to lead teams. So let's hammer down those fundamentals to create a truly unique and powerful force in this industry. Remember, if this content helps you, please share it with your friends. You can also check out my year-long immersion experience called The Forge and my new product called Rivet the Room, all about making yourself into a little TED-talking, inspiring, impactful person of influence by checking me out at badassagile.com. What matters in your daily work is the intention to grow, the intention to create, the intention to ship. Without a reliable practice, you're never going to hit the final outcome, no matter what your result or measurement may be anyway. So let's drill in on this fundamental. We always talk about fundamentals on this show. Let's talk about the fundamentals of having a practice. Your practice. And let's focus on your personal practice. Let's imagine you're trying to grow as a practitioner. You're trying to serve your team better. So your practice, your rituals, your daily focus time is the effort that you put into a consistent and committed block of energy where you work on things that you think are valuable, and most importantly, you work on them until they're done. It can be the time in your day where you work on something that you'll finish. You'll work towards an outcome with no specific method or solution in mind. In this space, you're creating, you're innovating, you're solving, you're open to experiments and unattached to the success or failure. So for example, a practitioner, a coach, a scrum master might be thinking about, obsessing over a specific client or team problem, something that you really want to break through on, that no amount of retrospecting, no amount of improvement backlogs, no amount of experiments seems to be changing. The ideas may not be coming from the team, so consider this. Wouldn't it be awesome if you had an endless source of creativity from which these solution ideas could spring up? Out of sheer care and concern for your team and its clients. the continuous ideation and churning out of new ideas, not stuff that you read in books, but the synthesis of everything that you've learned and done as an Agile professional in your career up to this point. A synthesis that helps you generate breakthroughs, new outcomes, new ways of delivering better that have nothing to do with the constant harping of do more in less time, more productivity, work on 10 projects at the same time, 12 projects at the same time, longer days, more meetings. Those things aren't working because we don't have a dedicated practice. To some people, having a practice might seem like wasteful, luxurious time, a luxury that we really can't afford. But when you have a practice, you're committing to bravery on behalf of the people that you serve. In here, you're making things for those who want what you build. And the best practice is one that builds from your true nature, your core. You want to build things that are aligned to your passion, your curiosity, your purpose. Don't build widgets. Don't even spend time trying to get better at building widgets. Somebody else is passionate about those. Instead, work on the problems that you naturally seek to solve. And when you do, work becomes much easier. Not necessarily just easier, but more acceptable to you. The pain, the time, the effort, the uncertainty that you have to endure to do what we do all suddenly become more worthwhile. The practice is that time in which you show up every day, regardless of the outcomes, regardless of whether or not you feel like it, regardless of motivation. The days when you're into it and the days when you're not, it doesn't matter. Nor does the volume or even the quality of the outcome. It is the consistency of effort towards the practice that will create the outcomes ultimately. You're working not only to create things of value, to solve important problems, but also to hone your tools and improve your craft. This is where you become great. The musician practices their scales. The boxer jumps rope and does road work to build their stamina. The ability to produce in the moment when it matters is all governed by and made more powerful by a strong practice. What does your practice look like? It can be as little as 20 minutes, as much as an hour, or for some people like me, it's hours in a day where I shut off all distractions and I tune into the thoughts that are captivating me right now. It could be a client problem. It could be a specific person who I want to connect better with, who I want to be more effective with. It could be thinking about what I'll say to a person that I'd really like to meet, who can help me advance my cause. How will I spread my impact, meet, reach, and involve more people? During your practice, you're writing out, dictating, thinking about, typing in all of the things that are in the back of your mind, things that you want to accomplish. This is different than showing up at work and running ceremonies with your teams. That's the performance that we want to perfect, that we want to get better at. But some of that is road work, because in the moment, you're delivering. Your mind is focused on being good. Your mind is focused on being agile. Your mind is focused on handling whatever's going on in the present moment. It's like being on stage. There's certain things that you'll miss, certain things that you want to improve on, certain things that you want to do better. And it doesn't matter if you're the Scrum Master or if you're a developer or a QA or a business analyst. We're all seeking and reaching for our best. And the way to get to your best is to do the road work, is to do the scales, to put the time in, to develop the muscle memory of being great at what we're supposed to be great at, which is delivering value. Delivering meaningful things for people who care about those things is what we do. It's not how great our stand-up is. It's not about writing correct JIRA tickets. It's about the things that our customers can touch and feel and use and benefit from. And that's what you spend your time in your practice doing, thinking about that customer, what they want, what they need, what they desire, what we've learned about them, and how we can help them better. It's the unwritten part of Agile practice. It's the time we spend intending to do nothing other than get better at our craft by doing our craft. Doing our craft in a way that brings our personal best, our DNA, our attributes, our passions into that practice. How can we best match what you were born to do to what your customer needs right now, to what your team needs this week, today, this moment? It's not only the drills and the fundamentals and the practices that makes an athlete great. It's also their mental preparation before the moment of performance, the things that happen before you get into the arena that will allow you to bring your best, the best that only you can bring, to your day's performance. When you look at your work this way, everything changes because you realize that we're not here to do Agile. We're here to bring our fullest expression, to create something meaningful in the world. It's not just a job, and it never has been. So if you got into it because you think it's just a job, and a well-paying job at that, you might be missing something. And I'm willing to bet your clients are probably missing it too. It's my practice that has allowed me to bring hundreds of episodes of this podcast to the world. The time that I spend thinking about, learning, witnessing, sensing, and then integrating everything that happens to me every single day I'm in the field. What about you? What's your practice? What are you going to bring? What are you going to offer? The thing that transcends the job, the role, the company. What is your identity beyond the company that you work for or the job title that you occupy? This is what a professional discovers by having a practice. Will you implement this into your daily routine? If so, let me know what you're working on. Let me know how it works for you. And I'll look forward to hearing your comments or your questions. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next episode. Until then, you can find me at badassagile.com. Don't forget to check out The Forge and Rivet the Room. Until I see you again, stay badass.